Welcome back. In this lesson, we are going to learn about CICD on Databricks. So, though CICD is entire a course in itself, so our focus for this lecture will be on how to use CICD for Databricks and not go into the details of how to implement the CICD within Databricks. So, though we will be going at the high level details of implementing CICD in Databricks. So CI/CD means continuous integration and continuous delivery. By continuous integration, we means multiple developers are able to simultaneously contribute to the code changes. And this is possible by using repositories such as GitHub, GitHub Labs, Azure DevOps, AWS Code Commit, and Bitbucket. And all of these repositories are supported by Databricks. Then continuous delivery, which enables us to do the automated testing, automated code reviews, and the deployment to the production system. And this involves using the Databricks CLI or Databricks SDK for example, such as in GitHub Actions, or it could be the actions that are set up in the pull request in the other repositories as well. What are the advantages of CI/CD? As mentioned earlier, it helps us by automated testing when we raise the pull request. It also ensures thereby the quality and the security of the code. We are able to maintain the security of the code and provide or configure the security of the repositories or the branches of the code as per the profile based on the projects. Then it also helps us the shorter time to the market, which means there is no separate production team which is required at all the times who will configure or prepare the production level packages, because once the CI/CD or the DevOps is configured and we raise the pull request, and upon the completion of the pull request, a production ready code is automatically created. There are other advantages as well, such as the automated review process or the infrastructure maintenance. Infrastructure management could be, for example, the cluster management in case of Databricks. Now let us go to the documentation provided by the Databricks and understand which options are provided by Databricks to configure the CI/CD. I am in the documentation which is CI/CD techniques with repositories. So there are two options. The first option is running jobs using notebooks in the remote repository. It means that when we create the jobs within Databricks, the jobs will know which repository to use, and within those repositories, which git commit tag or the branch has to be used. Let us jump into the Databricks workspace and see these in practical. So in the previous lecture, we saw how to attach a repository with the Databricks workspace. So in that repository, we are able to store our code, right? And in the same branch, we are able to maintain the development code in this approach, and the same code that is being used for production or testing purpose. And how do we do that? Because if that is a single branch, then how do we separate the code for the development, production, and the code for the testing purpose? So this is possible because if we go to the workflows and see the jobs that are created in Databricks, we have the option to specify. So I will go into the task into the Databricks job, and within source, I can see whether this source could be the workspace, which means this workspace notebooks, or it could be the Git provider as well. And within the Git provider, we can add the Git reference, which means we can say whether this notebook should be taken from a remote Git repository branch, or if that is the same branch, we can tag the branches, which means we can have separate tag for production, development, and testing purpose. So by tagging, we mean that whenever we update the code or notebooks into the repositories, the Git repo maintains the versioning of those, and based on a certain version of the branch, we can either provide the Git commit number or the tag of the branch, or even a separate branch. So even if we go and keep on updating the notebooks for development purpose in this workspace, the production job will still point to the same version that has been specified in the tag commit or the same branch. So the production notebooks won't be affected. So though this is a quicker method, but I won't recommend this because there are a few drawbacks of this method as well, because we are using the same workspace for the development, testing and the production purpose, which means the other artifacts such as the job runs, the monitoring logs, the query history, dashboards, all will be shared across, which is something we might not prefer if there is a big organization. So for that purpose, I will recommend to go with the option 2, in which we have the appropriate branch setup, a branch for development, testing and for production purpose. So if we go into the Databricks workspace, and if I look at the repositories, and within the repos, if I go to Git, I can see we are able to create branch based on the other branch. So let us say if I choose production and I want to create another branch based on the production branch, I can go and click on create branch and give the branch name. Let us give a testing branch. Similarly, I have created two branches based on the production branch, which is the development, and the testing branch. So I have in total 3 branches as of now. The other options available here is providing the git commit message, push and pull. I can see the history of the particular branch or even pull the code. So these are the options within the Databricks UI. If I go to the GitHub, so this is my GitHub where I have already logged in. There are options to create the branches, the similar branch here as well. If I go to branch and I can click on a new branch and provide the new branch name based on the source branch. Similarly, the pull request, we can come to the GitHub and raise the pull request from one branch to another. Coming back to the Databricks, so here I have the option to switch between production, dev and the test branch. So either in the same version, same Databricks workspace, I can switch between the code, or I can even have 3 workspaces for each for production, testing and development branch, which is I will prefer, because again the queries, dashboard, the job runs, all these, or even the cluster management, those are could be separated. Lastly, I can show you how to switch between the repositories. So I'm switching from production to the development repository. Done. And then I can even go and add a new artifact, which is only notebook or a file in case of repositories. So if I am adding a test file, let's say test file 1, test moment, and save this version of the file. So to push this file to the Git repository, I will go to the 3 ellipses in the Git option, will provide the commit message, test file, and can commit this to the development branch. So as soon as I commit this file to the development repository, I can verify this within the Git repository. So it says that the development branch has some changes. I can see the file that we created within Databricks has been replicated to the Databricks repositories, and I can go and compare and raise the pull request from development to, let's say, the test environment. So that's all about the CICD within Databricks. Thank you.